So what's up guys, and welcome back. So today's video is going to be about doing a training session with my personal trainer, and we are going to be training smart but also training hard. So let's jump into that now. So what we're doing here is we're just working on ankle flexibility, and my trainer's just showing me how to do it basically, and then I'm going to see how my ankle flexibility is. And if I'm honest, it's not too great. As you can see, he's got quite flexible ankles and mine are pretty bad at the moment. So I'm definitely going to be trying to improve my ankle flexibility. So this is pretty much like a little warm-up to begin the session. So it's a good way to stretch, get yourself nice and loose for your session you're about to do. And obviously I do 3 sets on each side, basically pushing as far as I possibly can. Then after the ankle flexibility, we move into the external and internal rotation of the hip. So here we are doing internal, basically seeing how far I can turn my knee in, and then afterwards I'll be doing external, so basically seeing how far my knee can turn the other way. It's a good way to loosen up the hips. So here is the external, and as you can see, external is your knee pointing outwards, internal is your knee pointing inwards, and I'm quite flexible on my external hinge, so as you can see I can go quite far, and of course I do 3 sets of this as well, basically getting myself nice and loose, and then I will jump into another hip exercise. So this is seeing how good my balance will be. So this is just loosening up the hip, and then I'll be going into a standing one. This is to check the balance and also the hinge ability. So as you can see, balance is not quite perfect, but it's getting there. Now what we're about to do is a hip thrust, so this is just warming up, getting used to the movement, and this is a really good exercise. Not many people take advantage of, because it really does work your glutes and your hips. So you won't really see many blanks doing this. You'll see quite a lot of females doing this, but you really do feel it in your glutes and your hips. So it's a good way to help improve your deadlift and also your squat.
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gonna live it up on the attack. Baby, I'm bad, I just wanna get caught up in this life. I'm crazy, I'm mad, doing no cap. Only God wants, so you better go live it up. Cash in the bag, stadium packed. Baby, I'm...
So we did 4 sets of 10 on this, and now the last set we are incorporating a drop set. So we've got the heavier plates on the outside, and as you can see I'm struggling a little bit here, and then have a quick rest, strips the weight off, and he's just explaining he wants to see more of my knees staying in the same place, not really moving back and forwards. But it's a great way to incorporate training smart, so you get to failure, drop the weight, and you can get more reps out, so it increases the volume. Now we're just warming up on the hacksaw squat. This is another variant of a squat, basically. If you don't find a squat comfortable, or you're not too good at squatting at the moment, you can do a hacksaw squat. So I've got to admit, I'm not very good with my leg muscles at the moment, and they're quite weak, so here we're just smashing through some hacksaw squats. As you can see, I'm getting quite fatigued in there already. So what we do in my training sessions is usually we try to do a full body split, but we only focus on like 1 or 2 muscle groups on that full body split, so then you can continue to go to a gym for us. So here we're gonna go into a bit of a incline press. So obviously have a little warm up, and then get into 4 sets of 10, and obviously it's not too much weight at the moment, but it's slow progress, and he's basically just explaining to me how he wants me to push it, keeping the form correct. What we will be doing on the next set is a pull set, so this is another way to train smart. As you see, I'll be lowering the bar down a lot slower, stopping at the bottom, and then holding it up atop a lot more. So this way is another way to train smart, because you're increasing your time under tension, which makes it a lot harder of an exercise to do. And then here we have a little rest in between to get out the last couple of reps in the set. And now we switch to a seated military press, and this is really good for hitting your shoulders. And as you can see, the bar isn't exactly stable at the moment, so it's definitely one I need to train. And we also superset it with landmines, so this is hitting the front of your shoulders. He was just demonstrating how to do it here. So there's another way to train smart, is incorporating supersets. And he's just explaining how I should be holding the bar here. And yeah, you really feel this on the front of your shoulders, and it is a hell of a good exercise to do. And then after this, we will jump into a variant of the fly, but it's more of a push fly we're doing here, so he's just demonstrating. So you're not really bending your elbows and flaring too far back. You're keeping your elbows at a nice 90-degree angle, and you're just crossing your arms over. It really hits your pecs here, and you can feel it every time you stretch. You get a nice tension in your pecs and your side of your pecs. It's really good to finish and basically adding more volume to your training. And now we're just finishing it off with some TRX squats, basically making sure I've got good form and seeing my hip mobility and making sure I've still got a good hinge. So what I mean by training smart and training hard is you should be able to push yourself to pretty much failure every training session. So when you train hard, you should be training harder than the last time you went into a gym. And training smart is quite simple. You can just apply different techniques to make a training session harder. So you can do drop sets. So you put it up to a weight where it's quite difficult, you get to failure, drop it down on the weight, and then you can get 5 more reps out. So that's a good way to train smart. And also training smart is incorporating different techniques and different exercises, hitting different types of a muscle. So you basically have more training volume on each muscle group, but you're targeting different areas. Anyway, that's that for the video. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll catch you in the next one.